Fulcher couldn't hold it. It's a try for Scotland, and it's scored by Kevin McKenzie. Now to Shepard, out to Ian Smith. Great chance for Dodds. Now it's Redpath once more. And there's a difficult ball for the Frenchman going over the goal line. And it could be a try for Dodds. And he has scored. Townsend half through. Ian Jordan just blocked off. Redpath going. A real chance here as Michael Dodds goes for his second try. Shepard wondering whether to come in. Ian Smith to Redpath. Taken on there by Townsend. He scored.
Victory in Wales completed the third leg, and now the countdown has begun with only 6 days to the Grand Slam showdown against England. Hello and welcome to Sports Eaton Rugby Special. Today we concentrate on the build-up to that match next week in the company of Sean Lenine and Kenny Milne, two stalwarts of the victorious 1990 team. But we also feature the SRU Tenants 1556 Cup as the big guns join the road to Murrayfield. League champions Melrose are hoping to do the double this season. They started their campaign at Dunfermline. It was crunch time at Coates Park where Glenrothes under Ian Paxton met Cambuslang. And on the slide at Mansfield Park where East Kilbride were hoping for an upset. We have the latest news from the Scotland camp as they prepare themselves for the old enemy. Jim Telfer calls them formidable, so how do England view the challenge ahead? More of that later, but first to McCain Park, where Dunfermline had the task of upsetting Melrose. The champions were without Brian Redpath, Craig John and Rowan Shepherd, who were resting ahead of next week's match. But on paper, they still look far too strong for the home side. Believe it or not, Dunfermline were once a power in Scottish rugby, and as recently as 20 years ago, a First Division side. The trophy cabinet at McCain Park is a reminder of better times, when the club produced a number of internationals, including Cummy Glasgow's dad Ron. The club were unofficial champions back in 30 and 31. 2 years later, the Sports Dispatch recorded how Melrose were heavily beaten. So could history repeat itself?
We can always cause an upset on the day. There's always a David and Goliath feel about a game like this. Maybe we can do it.
And what would it mean, to have a cup run?
Well, beating Melrose, it would be, I think, enough in itself. That would be the cup run. This is really our cup final.
Heavy rain and sleet in the hour before kick-off forced all but the diehards to seek refuge in the hospitality tents. Although it cleared by kick-off, the pitch was soon turned into a glue pot. It didn't stop Melrose, however. The floodgates opened after just 4 minutes, when Chalmers and Craig Redpath combined to send Nick Broughton over. The Kiwi was later to retire with a suspected broken nose. Before his first game of the year, Craig Chalmers had promised to run everything, to prove perhaps to the watching Jim Telfer that anything Gregor Townsend could do, he can do just as well. His adventure was rewarded with a try after 16 minutes. With Brian Redpath taking the day off, Gary Parker was switched to scrum half, and he promptly had a field day. 4 tries for him, 2 in each half, the first 6 minutes before the break. The heavy conditions took their toll on the home side, whose lack of fitness compared with their opponents was beginning to tell. They certainly couldn't catch the live wire Parker. At half-time, the Dunfermline supporters did their best to hide the truth. Parker started the second half as he finished the first, completing his hat-trick from close range. The youth development officer then made it